Today we're in Mahogany Bay, which is in Honduras. We're going to give you a tour of the port, which we really did enjoy. Spoiler alert. We're going to give you some tips and tricks to enjoy what's at the port and determine whether or not you want to book an excursion or not. All that and more.
So we recently sailed on the Sun Princess, which is part of the Carnival group, so all that umbrella, and they have a port in Roatan, Mahogany Bay. We've often stopped at Cox and Hole. We got a video about that, so check it out. It's a much smaller port, so we've got a ton to cover in Mahogany Bay. There's a lot to do, and as Aaron said, spoiler alert, we had a great time, so definitely want to check out these details.
So this is a very small dock. When we were there was only 2 docks for 2 different ships, so you're not going to get 1,000 different cruise ships in there with you like you do sometimes in Cozumel. This is a very small dock. They have a very, very short distance to get into the main area when it comes to the port. And they do have a duty-free just as you get in, as most ports seem to these days. So you can go through the duty-free and then you're into Mahogany Bay, which is great. So we find this to be a manufactured cruise port. For those who don't know, when we say manufactured cruise port, we mean this was built by the cruise agency. This was built by, the tourist organization of Honduras. This isn't exactly a city you're showing up to like you would in like Italy or something. This is a port that was built to be a port for cruise ship guests. So this isn't, the middle of a city. This is built for you. They do, of course, have a lot of activities that you can go to. So if you've booked snorkeling or you've booked any of those types of excursions, they absolutely will get you over there. It's a great place for that. But the port is also really amazing by itself. So first you have a bunch of shopping. There's a bunch of unique shops that are there. There's restaurant, there's dining. There's a bunch of cultural stores that will sell you different things from Honduras. That is really great to explore, and we really highly suggest. It's a very large area, relatively, for you to be able to shop and explore and to look for different trinkets you might want to bring home.
Yeah, and the shopping area, as you get off, you go through the duty-free, which is also a bit of nice air conditioning. So on the left side is really the shops and some of the restaurants, and it's nice to just pop in for some air conditioning, but also see what unique things they might have there. We also appreciate just the amount of trees that they had. It was nice to walk around. I didn't feel like I was walking through the same sort of mall that you'd have at home. Mm-hmm. So definitely a nice little area to check out. Unless you want to get right to the action or the beach, then turn right when you get off. And
when you turn right, you're going to get on, well, there's 2 options. So you can pay to get on the chairlift. We didn't feel like that was a good economic expense, so we would suggest maybe you don't unless you really want to. We
did also have a stroller.
We did have a stroller as well, but it went as fast as you walking. You could walk the same speed.
Yes, I would say I was actually pleasantly surprised because when I first saw that there was a chairlift, I thought, oh my gosh, we've got your mom with us. How far are we making her walk? We've got the stroller. Logistically, we knew it would be easier to walk, but I sort of felt for your mom. It was a very hot day. It was our hottest day of that trip, actually.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, we're going to be walking in the sun. But actually, it was very well shaded.
Yeah.
The only time we were in the sun, and from the ship you can see it, was when we went across that bridge. So it was very nicely shaded. We saw an iguana in the trees. It was really cool. There's a nature path if you want to take that as well. Really, and what we did notice is actually on the chairlift, you are just sitting in the sun. So yeah. I think it'd probably be about a 10-minute chairlift ride because that would be about how long we walked, and we could see timing with other people. When we got back, they were just getting off the chairlift as well.
And there's a beautiful view of your ship from here. When it docks, I'm sure you're seeing pictures right now, but when you dock, there's beautiful views of the ship. And then as you walk onto this area of the beach, there's a restaurant where you can get a bunch of food. They have drinks. They also have people who will serve you drinks at the seats and on the beach, or your lounge chair. And it's not reserved, so feel free to pick a spot that you'd like. They also have a really cool sort of diving area. So on the far end of this beach, they have an area where you can walk down a pier and you can jump in from the pier, which is kind of unique as well. And a few warnings we have about this beach.
Just before the warnings, as you go over the bridge on the left-hand side, if you want to paddleboard and kayak, there's also an area to rent those activities, rent the stuff from there. And actually, just after you get over the bridge, there's even more shops. So say you don't want to go to the big shop area, but maybe you want a rash guard because it's really sunny, you can get that there, or water shoes or sandals. So they do have a few shops over there as well, and washrooms and areas to change.
Yeah, they have changing rooms, which is great. And then once you get to the beach area, there's a steep drop off, so do be careful. I went in and almost fell, and then I had to warn Linda because she had her little one that, you know, don't go in quickly.
Yes.
So there is a steep drop off. Be aware of that when you go there, but it's beautiful water, great view of the ship.
Tons of shade, which was nice. And pro tip, if you want the beach to be quieter and you're there for a longer period of time, I mean, I think we were there till 6 or so, go after lunch.
Yeah.
So we actually ended up, because the nap schedule is going before lunch, and we still got a seat in the shade, which was great. We still went swimming and did everything we wanted to do. But we could see from the ship, back on the ship, looking over, how many more beach chairs you could get and closer. So especially if you love being the people who are really close to the water, go after lunch. Absolutely. Like, I would try and work that next time because it was so quiet out there.
It was a really nice port in general. You've got a beach there. There's a whole bunch of rentals you can have. They have excursions there, of course, and they have a shopping area. So out of everything, it was maybe one of our favorite Caribbean ports that we've been to because it's right there at the port.
I think it is your mom's new favorite one.
Yeah. So just to wrap up, I think Carnival's got some really great ports. You've got Grand Turk, which also is another beautiful port that we have a video of, just a side note. But great port. We really highly recommend it. If you're on a Carnival brand ship, check it out. You can do a lot of stuff. You can swim. Save your expenses when it comes to an excursion for another day somewhere else, like Costa Maya or Cozumel.
Yeah, we were saying we really like that the beach was there. We are beach people. But if you don't like swimming in the beach, I know that we've got friends, and our sister-in-law would prefer Costa Maya because it's a pool and they would rather that. So, you know, depending what you're looking for. But I'm really glad, even though it was a very hot day, we got off, we took our time, walked around, headed over to the beach, nice and relaxing. So let us know, like, do you have a favorite Caribbean cruise port? What have you done in Mahogany Bay? Do you agree with our review? Did you like it? And, you know, we'd like to hear that. We love being part of this community as we're growing and having more people's opinion. We really enjoy that. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch our video. It really means a lot to us. And happy travels.